You want to know the best teams and equipment for the new Legends Limited Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, but first you need to know how to use him. Vegeta is element purple, and from his Z ability being blast attack, I'm going to take it as he's range type, but his kit is very balanced on both ends. His strike art has blast armor, and his blast will have damage guard penetration every time it hits. His unique gauge has 3 levels, and the way you build it up is by pressing cards continuously. Once it fills, you press more cards and it will empty, and you have to get to level 3 to get the max potential out of him. For example, his blue card won't do 30% extra damage until you get to level 3. He's a super good comboer too, not like we're used to though. He does get card draw speed, but that's not his main way of extending combos. He's able to spawn cards consistently through his green card, his gauge fill, on transformation, on entry. Even when his key gets below 40, he will spawn cards. He has a blast cover change, and once he does transform, his blue card gets even better as you gain the ability to nullify endurance, considering that's his legendary finish, and it's uncancelable. He gets cover note pretty consistently as well, so you won't have to worry about your combo stopping. He's the type that won't let down, a literal steam engine. But that's everything for his kit. Let's get into the teams now. Just to give you guys a heads up going forward with this video, we're just going to focus on the units you'd bring into battle in this segment, then we're going to go into the bench options, the leader slot options, and I will show you some equipments. So right now we're focusing on the first team that you could use Vegeta on, and this would be Universe Rep. I've got this Vegeta here as a placeholder because Vegeta, SSBE Vegeta, starts off as Super Saiyan Blue. So whenever you see this Vegeta on the screen, just assume I'm talking about SSBE Vegeta going forward. But we've got Universe Rep here. MVP 17 would be the leader slot, and I would be running a blue-blue-purple team because purple protects blue from green, as purple's type advantage over green, green is type advantage over blue. So the color synergy between these two elements is super good. The missing space would be the new UI Goku. I'd run them two together with MVP 17. These two units have endurance, SSBE has endurance, and he'll be able to survive because of MVP 17. So a triple endurance team, which is nice, but these aren't the only units you can run. Let's go into the character list and I'll show you what other options you've got. So in the blue, MVP 17, and of course the new Legends Limited MUI will be there. In the green options, Rev UI, he's getting a Zenkai, so he will be useful. If you have Evil Ken at high stars, you maybe want to bring them out. Especially with the Rev UI Zenkai, he'll probably Zenkai buff something for Evil Ken because Goku Blue, Super Saiyan Blue Cow Ken, you know, they'll buff the same thing. In the purple section, obviously we got SSBE Vegeta, but Go Frieza also getting a plat, so consider using them alongside, plus they have 2 elements too. In the yellow section, we got Super Saiyan Blue Cow Ken, we got Ultra UI, and then in the red section, nobody I would recommend. However, what I will say is they're 1% sparking, so Kaba and Kale and Caulifla, who have 2 elements, I believe Kaba is red, they're a bit inconsistent. Sparkings are always inconsistent. You never know whether they're going to be valuable or not. For example, the red Trunks that came out with the Super Saiyan Goku instant transmission during the Cell Saga, that Trunks was good, but then the 1% sparking such as Android 17, 18 didn't really live. So you can never really know till they come out, but try them out and see how they work. There are also options that can be run, especially based on the equipments I'll show you later. You might want to consider them. But that's the first team. We got Universe Rep. So the second team we got is God Key. I've got the Rev UI on the leader slot. We're going to have the SSBE Vegeta, and it would be the blue UI. So we've got Revival and 2 endurance layers, which is nice for the team. Obviously, it's not a complete foolproof team, but we'll be dodging a lot, and then SSBE will be doing a lot of damage too. But let's get into the other options that we've got, because God Key actually has a lot more options. So in the blue, nobody's really cooking here, I'm not gonna lie, but of course UI Goku is the main blue option. Going into the green, I mentioned Evil Ken before, but only really at 14 stars. But now we're looking at the God Key options. Don't even think about them. We've got Rev UI, who I mentioned because he's getting a Zenkai. Ultra Rose on the leader slot can be solid. And who's going to be usable right now, very valuable? The green Vegeta Blue. He's not here right now because he's a transforming unit and he starts in base. But he is a God Key member once he transforms, so consider using him on the team too. Just be wary because equipments don't consider him a God Key member until he transforms. Going into the purple section, obviously SSBE is purple, but if you wanted another one, maybe Blue Bros and this Vegeta. Going into the yellows, we got Gogeta Blue, Ultra UI, Super Saiyan Blue Cow Ken. Wouldn't really recommend fusing Gogeta Blue. Even at 13 stars, he doesn't feel strong when I use him. And then the reds, Shin is a good option, Fusion Zamasu. I don't know if I mentioned God Goku earlier, but I don't have him, which is why I have to mention him at the bottom. But sometimes I remember to mention him as I'm going through. But God Goku is a very valuable option. Rev UI might not even be better than God Goku with his plat. God Goku be cooking up. But that's everything for God Key. Take the characters that I mentioned, but for sure SSBE and the new MUI Goku, Rev UI, he's looking to be solid. He already pretty much is because he can dodge, but then the blue card damage he does is also nice. Now, to a lot of you guys' surprise, Vegeta Clan is actually a very good team. As long as you have the pieces and you invest accordingly, this team can get you ridiculously far. Right here, I don't have all the options, of course. Ultra Margin Vegeta on the leader slot, the new SSBE Vegeta, and we've got Sword of Hulk Trunks, but there are a bunch of other options that you could have, so let's get into those here. So if we go into the character list, right, we're looking at the blues, we've got Sword of Hulk Trunks, Fusing Super Vegeta. There are some characters I don't have, so I mentioned them at the bottom. Those two are the ones I mentioned I would suggest. Going into the greens, I wouldn't actually suggest any of these besides Evo Ken, but even then, not the strongest option. Going into the purples, Blue Bros, and this Vegeta, where is he? Damn, I can't see him. He's right there. Okay, my eyes did not work. But this guy here, he's actually quite tanky and can be a good support option for the team, especially once he activates the death buffs. Going into the yellows, I wouldn't recommend any of these, I'm not going to lie. And then going into the reds, I wouldn't recommend any of these either. But the units I don't have are the ones I would recommend. So Ultra Margin Vegeta, we got Gohan and Trunks, the 1% Sparking Trunks over there, and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. You can get really far with Vegeta Clan if you just have those pieces, and all the nice pieces are the pieces I don't have. It's not a coincidence, I'll let you know that. But Vegeta Clan can take you places. Oh, I accidentally went to the home screen instead of the character selection. But yeah, Vegeta Clan, that's the third team that we've got for this video. So we've got the bench options here, and I'm starting with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. The Z ability isn't great, but the Zenkai buff is purple and Saiyan. We've got Vegeta here, one of the first units in the game. His Z ability isn't great, but the Zenkai buff is purple and Saiyan. We got Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta here, the first anniversary unit I was using as a placeholder. Z ability isn't great, but the Zenkai buff is purple and God Key. We got UI Sign here, the Z ability is good and the Zenkai buff even better, purple and Universe Rep. Then next we've got Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, so Blue Bros. The Z ability is good, but the Zenkai buff is like a half Zenkai buff, but it's still super valuable nonetheless. But I wouldn't recommend using their Zenkai buff over any of the others I've mentioned, but I don't know what your account's looking like. We got Bergamo here. He actually does give the ability to Universe Survival Saga, which is obviously very valuable. You can actually get HP off that, which is nice. And then the Zenkai buff you won't be getting, just be wary of that, because obviously Red Revival Universe, he's not Rival Universe, Vegeta isn't, and he's not Red. Going into Vegeta here, this is the Cult Vegeta. He's a HP buffer, which is nice. And then we've got Android 14, which buffs blue and purple 50% strike attack. Of course, you don't have to use this, but depending on if you wanted to go one way or the other, you could still use it, and the other element could also benefit off that, so just putting that out there. We've got some leader slot options, and you don't have to use any of these, but these are just some units that are super good and could work out just based on the fact that, you know, teams are comprised of these units. So we've got Ultra Perfect Cell, Nullifying Endurance is super nice. Goku Youth here, he's a Saiyan. The Indestructible layer will be nice. Trust me, leader slot him if you wanted to. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you won't be getting the Indestructible, but blue and purple meshes well together, and the Vegeta already has survivability depending on who else you put on the team as well. We've got Gohan and Trunks here. They are a Vegeta Clan unit because of Trunks, but they're still a nice unit to have. And there's Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, nice leader slot option for combo extension. Obviously, if you're running Vegeta Clan, you have Ultra Margin Vegeta, and this guy does wonders next to Ultra Margin Vegeta, which we all know. Right, so this one here is standard, Vegeta Clan Pure. I'm gonna have to explain what pures are. I have to do this every single video, but if you look on the first slot, you see special move damage. You look at the second slot, you see base strike defense, right? But then you see 11.8% to own strike attack. Now, usually there would be base strike attack before the word. Base is the word before strike attack. The reason why the word base isn't there is because it's pure. That's how they distinguish it. So if you don't see the word base, that means it's a pure. And what a pure does is multiply your base stats. So you get a bunch of base stats, then you get one pure equipment. You're going to multiply all of those base stats and make an even bigger base stat number that you get. So It's always good to have one pure. This one's very essential if you're running Vegeta clan. You get base 12% to strike attack. I think it's 12. Yeah, 12% at max. And then blast attack, which is nice as well. And you can get this from the dual coin exchange shop. This equipment here is good for stats. The healing aspect on the first slot. Then you have base strike defense and blast defense on the middle slot. And you can get blast attack on the third slot. And you can get this from the ultimate equipment collection shop. For my purple god key units from Ultra Gogeta Blue, I think this time the equipment dropped. But yeah, the first slot, base strike defense, blast defense, HP special move. You want to beef him up a bit more. You can get the defensive stats, but you also get special move, which is his main trait, and HP, which is nice. And you can get this from the dual coin exchange shop. We've got the explosive clash equipment. This one here is typically good for universe rep, as you can get melee damage and range type damage depending on which one you need, right? So the first slot is key recovery, which isn't the greatest thing, but it's nice. Base strike defense on the middle slot, and then depending on which one you need on the third slot, you re-roll accordingly. Now this is the awakened version, so you can get the memory from the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush shop, but you're going to need the unawakened version, which I have for you right here. It's not as good, but you need it to upgrade to get to the awakened version. And here it goes, the equipment medal exchange shop. We've got this equipment here. It's actually pretty nice because it gives you a nice balance. Vegeta clan melee, well, Vegeta alone, Vegeta melee, Vegeta range type. You get strike attack up to 30%, special move damage, and blast attack. So you're getting almost everything, and especially the special move, which is what he needs. This is the memory, so you can get it from the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush shop, but you're going to need the unawakened version, which I have here. You can see it's not good, and you can get this from the equipment medal exchange shop. This is another one if you are a Vegeta fan. Useless against my Super Saiyan Blue form. You get base strike defenses, blast attack, and base blast defense, but depending what pure you need and depending on what team you're using, but in this case Vegeta is both, so it's God Key Vegeta clan, you can get strike pure and blast pure on that third slot. This is the memory, so the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush shop, but you're going to need the unawakened version, which is here. And then you can get this from the equipment medal exchange shop. But yeah, man, that's going to be it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video and I was able to help you out with the team formation, the bench options, the leader slot, and the equipments. This anniversary, hopefully it's going to be good and everybody's able to enjoy. But if you haven't already, be sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching the video, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.